Hey everybody, Dan Skidmore here, CMG Home Loans. Hope you're doing well today. I want to touch on some news that came out. It's not really new news. It came out in February, and I know some are aware, some are not, and there's been sort of emails going out saying these announcements. But I know after a while, if you get so many emails, you just kind of block it out mentally or just delete it just because you get so many. Totally understandable. But it's kind of hit the mainstream media a little bit ago, so your clients are going to see this, and it's good to know what's kind of going on so you can address it, so you can keep them calm and informed. That's sort of our job, to make sure if everything's kind of going smoothly. So, as far as what is happening, let's touch on this. So they're basically changing. The administration is changing the LLPAs. Short version of that is they're basically hits to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac mortgage rates. So, for example, would be if your credit score at a certain amount, you get basically they'll add on a certain basically hit to the rate. If your credit score is good, they give you a discount to that rate, and they are changing that, and it's changing to basically focus on different kind of buyers. Now, there's lots of media about this right now. I've seen information on Instagram, YouTube, business analysts on TV, all that stuff, and it's good to clarify what these hits are going to be. I'll show you a chart in a minute just so you can see what it is for yourself. But overall, the gist of this is more secure clients that put down a lot more, like say 20% or so with high credit scores. The idea here is, well, they can afford it, so they're going to get a penalty more or less because of that. And is that true? Well, yes, the chart will show this. And what is the intent behind this? Well, since they can afford it, the idea here is to focus on first-time home buyers to increase overall home ownership. Now, this can benefit really basically with person with high credit and putting low down. They're going to have basically this be a viable option and help for them. Everybody else, not really so much. So let me throw up the chart so you can see it for yourself. All right, now as we can see from this, all right, now I know the numbers may not make a lot of sense to you. There may be just foreign Greek, for example, but luckily enough, they made a nice color-coded option for us. And the red areas are the areas where basically the penalty is happening. And that is basically what the changes are going to be. And the green areas are basically the positive increases, where they're getting sort of not a penalty anymore, more of a discount to help them out. Now, this looks kind of interesting. Like, Dan, this doesn't sound too bad. Well, I know my client is putting down 25%. They're selling a house, and they're going to buy a new one. And likely, everyone's going to refinance in 1 to 2 years anyway, so what's the big deal? Okay, well, they're basically, if I was putting down 25% and getting penalized, I would be upset. That's just, makes sense. You're probably be a responsible home buyer, and you've done your due diligence selling a house. Yeah, this is not ideal for you. So who's going to be benefiting from this? Really, the top tier as far as low down payment, high credit score. Because high credit score gets you usually a lower rate. What else does it give you? Well, what's not addressed on here? If you put down less than 20%, what are you dealing with? PMI, private mortgage insurance. That's a private company. That is not addressed on this chart. And that is credit sensitive. So if you get a good credit score, you get a low discount on the PMI. Now, let's say the other way is true. Let's say your credit is not so awesome, and you're putting low down on there. Great, I'm getting a discount on my mortgage rate, but does not help me with my PMI, which might be really high at this point. So what are my alternative options? Well, FHA just dropped their FHA-MI. And that is basically not credit sensitive. It's a package deal. You get what you get. Don't throw a fit. That's the FHA sort of thing. So FHA also is more lenient on lower credit score clients. And also it's easier to get approved as well with FHA. They have a little more leeway with that kind of stuff. So what's the issue with FHA? Well, really, there's a few items, but typically it's just that condos have to be FHA approved. That's usually the big stickler for many people. But that gives you an idea of how it's working here. So overall, the beneficiaries of this system here, this new change, is really higher end clients as far as the credit goes, high credit score, and low down payment. Those are the people who are going to benefit from this. Everybody else who's benefiting, no one really can really tell. So is this a good idea? Many analysts are saying, well, it's well intended, like many things in government, but ill-conceived. And that's more or less how I'm taking it as well. Because it's only going to benefit a very small percent of buyers that come to us. It's not affecting FHA, not VA, just Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. Since we have options, we'll just basically switch over to the other ones. So just be aware what's going on. When in doubt, contact your loan officer, or when your client reaches out, just let them know that, hey, I heard the news, let's just look at the other options. It might change what maybe properties you're going for. Maybe you have a condo in your sights you're going to put an offer in. And now you're like, well, financially, it makes more sense to go FHA by a lot because of these reasons. So when in doubt, just reach out. So just be aware it might affect some of your clients who are currently pre-approved or people who are looking for a home. So again, just look, the chart speaks for itself. I hope that is informative for you. When in doubt, I'm always here for any questions you might have. So good luck out there. Take care.